Everyone, for today's video, I'm talking to you about everything you need to know when it comes to three things in game. That is traits, attributes, and pouches. Now, before we jump into this video, please drop a like right now, which is the big thumbs up button down below. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and let me know in the comment section if this video did help you out. Now, let's jump into it. Okay, so if we start with traits, it's really important to note that traits are a global thing. Now, I'm going to do the command/traits. When you're on this screen, do not press a button, okay? Do not press anything. Just hover your mouse. If you hover your mouse over the crystal icon, there is a thing called traits list. And essentially, this is a description against each type of trait that you can roll. That includes skills, experience, Skycoin, souls, fisher, miner, farmer, slayer, cutter, and divine. And in here, there is a description about what they give you. Now, each one of these things from this traits list has the ability to go up to a tier 3. What that then means is obviously tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Tier 3 has the highest drop possible. Now, as I can see here, these are my current islands drops. So we have divine 3, minor 1, and skills 3. If I then hover over my player head, you will see the percentages that this is actually giving me right now as a player, as an individual. So as I said, these are global. So you need to work with your island. If you have members, if you're solo, it's pretty much easy. You need to decide kind of what your team are grinding to determine what type of traits you want. So for example, if you're a mobber, you're really going to want the divine trait. Whereas if you're a fisher, you might want the fisher trait. As an example. Now, obviously, if I select this icon here, I can then re-roll my island's traits. I'm not going to do that because I think my island members might kill me. But at the bottom, you can see how many trait re-rolls my island has. So we can re-roll up to 16 times at the moment because we have 16 rolls. Now, how to get these rolls are a couple of different ways. So first of all, you have a command/XP shop. And in here, you can buy up to 5 trait rerolls. So it's essentially 4 million XP, and that gives you 5 rerolls. I do believe this has about a 7-day cooldown, so you can't just repeatedly buy those. I'm pretty sure it's only on a 7-day cooldown. Obviously, you also have /auction house, and in auction house, you can search for the command traits. As you hover over, for example, this person is selling 2 trait rolls, 45 million, 1 trait roll, 20 mil, 1 trait roll, 20 mil, 2 trait roll, 75. You can kind of get that idea here. And obviously, if you buy all of them and you redeem them all, then you might have like 30 trait rolls as an example. Another way to get trait rolls is /crates. And when you go to /crates, you will have the monthly crate as well as the seasonal crate. By the time you guys are probably watching this, we will probably be into an April crate and maybe an Easter crate. But in here, that is the chance to get trait rerolls. Unfortunately, to get both of these crates, you do need to use money on the OPB shop to buy them. You can use gift cards to buy them. So if you do have the ability to get gift cards, there's now a new feature called ads, which also lets you get gift cards. And again, the fantasy and the mythical chests give you gift cards. The final way to get trait rerolls is Warp Dungeon Hub. And if you complete dungeons a couple of times, come on over to the NPC and you will be able to trade for some trait rerolls in here. As you can see here, there is a monthly limit to these ones. So you only get 1 trait reroll. So in my opinion, I don't think the dungeons one is worth it. I think they're really expensive for what you get. It takes a long time to grind these. But there is a monthly limit of 3 of them. So they are there, but they are expensive. And they're essentially the ways to obtain them. Now, the final thing that is important to note is if I just go back to spawn to do a command, because when I do /traits, I run the risk of clicking this, re-rolling my traits, and my island members really not wanting that. This is mainly for people who have more than 1 player on their island. You can do the command/IS permissions, and then in here you have the ranked permissions. So obviously you could have members, you might have moderators, co-owners, etc. you can go into them and click all. And then here is a trait reroll ability. It's the one that looks like a key. And essentially you can click this. At the moment, mine is set to allow, which means all of my regular members will be allowed to reroll my traits. But what you might want to do is only let the owner of the island reroll traits. So you might click this, which will then come out saying, I think it says disabled or not allowed. It will be in red. But then essentially when your members do the command/trait, they won't actually be able to reroll it. I do think that's an important thing to be aware about. Okay, so next we're going to talk around attributes. Attributes are brand new this season. The command/attributes, and it works very, very similar to traits. I'm going to claim this VP because I always get hate in game when I don't claim that VP. So I actually claimed it this time around. But the command/attributes, if I hover over, again, do not press this, guys. Please, please, please don't press this straight away. These are a personal thing. So these only impact you and not an entire island. There is a whole list in here. Again, Soul Hunter, coins, skills, points, efficiency, fisher, ore, crop, mob, tree, and ethereal. And you can see the description in here. Now, unlike traits, with attributes, the maximum highest tier is actually level 5. Now, right now, my attributes suck, if I'm honest with you. They're really, really bad. So I have a tier 4 of efficiency condenser, I have a tier 1 of tree, and I have a tier 1 of coin looter. These are really not good, but right now, as we can see, I don't have attribute rolls, so I can't just re-roll them. Now, in order to get attribute rolls, there are a couple of different things. That first one being IS permissions. Not IS permissions. IS missions. Oh my gosh, I will get there in a minute. Island missions. In island missions in here, you can click claim all, and some of these, I don't know which ones exactly, but they will give you an attribute. I'm pretty sure it's island missions. Otherwise, it's in P missions. So double check both of them and figure out which one it is. But one of those will give you attribute rerolls, which is what I then used and was unsuccessful at getting good ones. After you have those, essentially the only other two ways again to get personal attribute rerolls is through crates. And they're these funky looking ones in here. I'm sure there's a correct name for them. But in the monthly crates you can get them, but obviously you have to spend money to get them. Otherwise, if we go to the dungeon hub, you can trade the NPC and get personal attributes. If you're wondering how to do dungeons, I do have a separate video explaining everything you need to know. These are limited again, so you can only get these 3 lots of them once a week. So there is a weekly cooldown on those. Okay, and then the final thing that I want to talk to you guys about is pouches. Pouches is another brand new thing this season. I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit grr about pouches at the moment. Best way to explain it. Pouches are essentially skins. So if you do the command/skins, over here there is this thing, and if you hover over it, it says pouch exclusive skins. Now pouches essentially act as a random reroll into an exclusive skin, and you can kind of hover over to see them all in here. The reason why I'm really good is because the only way to obtain a pouch currently is by buying the seasonal crate bundle. So right now we have the St. Patty's bundle, and I think it's about $125 with the sale. And you get a load of keys and stuff, but essentially you will get 2 pouches if you buy that bundle. That is the only way currently to get them. I do believe staff are saying that they are trying to figure out a way to add them into Dungeon Shop or XP Shop, but right now they are super, super exclusive. If I try to go to spawn quickly, I'm just going to show you guys. If I do the command/skins, you can kind of like, it's a little bit tricky, but you can glitch shift click to see them in person. And I think the cat ones look amazing. I really want this fishing rod skin like there's no tomorrow. And as a cosmetic collector, it really frustrates me that there is no way to get pouches right now. But I am hopeful that the staff will somehow make it so every player can, you know, do a trading game to get them. Pouches are tradable, so you can trade a pouch to another player before you redeem it. And obviously, once you do redeem them, you get the exclusive skin. You can then either choose to use it and redeem it, or you can auction house it or trade it. If you go into auction house and you search for the command/events, as I hover over, you see the rarity tag. It says pouch exclusive. So the ones that say pouch exclusive are those ones specific to the pouch. Unfortunately, there currently isn't any cat fishing rods in here, and I do think people are extremely overpricing them. I don't think they are worth the money that people are listing these for, to be honest. But it is a super cool looking skin. So that are the 3 key new things this season. Please let me know in the comments if this video helped you. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. And I will see you in another video very soon, but goodbye.